Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, excuse me. I don't mean to clear my throat in your guys' ears. So, as you guys are going to probably recognize, I am in Pleasant View. This is my own personal current household or current save file that I've been playing, which is exactly the same as my LP, but it is completely different. This thing is drama filled. I have so much drama to tell you guys about that's been going on in my game, and a lot of it I have not even had a hand in. So first off, I'm going to start with just going through kind of what's been going on. And I'm just going to go down the list. I've only played, let me look. I've only played 17 households so far, so I have like a whole ton, like literally. This is the save file stuff, and yes, you're gonna see like last people that I played, but you're gonna see that there is 237 simoleons 237 sims in here, and it is all of these households, and these are all my playables, and then these are all of the like extra households, and I continue to delete these random people that it keeps generating, and I absolutely despise that it keeps generating these people because I don't know why it keeps generating them, but it's really annoying. I have so many people in here that it literally could pull from for any kind of aspect of the world, and it literally keeps making new people. It's so annoying. Anyways, you're gonna notice that these are some of the people. I've also put in all of the townies in here as like extras because I don't want to have these randoms, even though they continually spawn. So that is so annoying, and I cannot wait to like make my own or something because I'm so tired of it. If anyone knows how big this sim count needs to be, please let me know, because it's literally at 237, and I'm literally thinking that it should be like not unlimited, but I think it's unlimited for both, isn't it? Because this is 237 of my sims, I'm pretty sure, and then like this is like, I don't even know. Anyways, I'm way off tangent. Anyways, so I've pretty much played through Pleasant View at this point, and a lot has been going on, and I'm just going to kind of crack-a-lack through it and just kind of show you everything. So I'm going to go in order of the way I play through them, and we're going to just talk about what's going on with the households. So I'm going to jump first into the Lothario household, and you're going to notice that Dawn and Cassandra are together still. They are actually married. Dawn went through with the marriage, and that has never happened for me in The Sims 2, so I'm kind of curious where this is going to go, but there is a lot of drama. So as you know, I am trying to do like the events. I don't know what they're called. When you like play The Sims 2, there's like events that you're supposed to play through. Anyways, so those events have I have pretty much played through that, a lot of them, and yeah, so it's interesting. It's a very interesting little thing that's been going on. Anyways, so this is the Lothario household, and this is Cassandra. Of course, she is as beautiful as always, and I absolutely love her. I think this is just, her outfit screams her so much. I absolutely adore her, and I absolutely love her in The Sims 2, and I absolutely love her in The Sims 4. And then obviously she is married to Don Lothario himself, so that's great. I have officially remodeled the inside and the outside of their home now. Let me take it into build by so I can kind of show you the inside and outside. So anyways, the only thing that's really different with them is they've got a new remodel on their home. They live here in Dawn's condo, of course. Cassandra moved in with Dawn rather than Dawn moving into the mansion, because I think that Alexander should inherit the mansion, and so I don't want him to I don't want Cassandra and Dawn to be living there when he takes over the home, of course. I think that's kind of weird that they would move in there rather than just live here in the home that Dawn already owns. And I kind of tried to go with the same not decoration, but the same like excuse me, the same layout as in my Sims 2 version, so you can kind of just see kind of what I'm doing. Now, I do play with a lot of mods, so Wicked Whims is one of them because I prefer it over Wonderful Whims, and I've explained in the past why I play with that, but I do keep the censor over it, of course, and just like a whole bunch of stuff. So some of the things are like the Lot 51s, mods to the heating system and the water system and S&B bills and everything like that. Obviously play with CC and a bunch of custom hair, skins, nails, blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, so I am going through and kind of like giving everyone a makeover as I play as them. And I did give this household a makeover. One day I just wanted to make over a home, and this is kind of where I went. Anyways, so Cassandra moved in here, and when you start playing, obviously Don Lothario, his script events, that's what they're called, are to woohoo with Nina, and then woohoo with Dina, and then Kaylin comes over as the maid, and he woohoos with her if you're... Like if you do it, he doesn't woohoo with her. I mean, she leaves and then I always have him call her back and woohoo with her. And then obviously he woohooed with Cassandra because they got married. And it's like one of my things when they get married, they do like a risky woohoo because it's like an extra chance of them having a baby without me having to wait for them to wish for it. So anyways, they did all of those things, and he has the getting around aspiration, which is a modded one because I have modded reworked like aspirations in my game. And so yeah, he is on the getting around, which means he needs to woohoo with 30 different sims, and he is already at 5 of 30. Well, it ended up being that he woohooed with Nina, he woohooed with Dina, and they were perfectly fine. They did not get pregnant, but then he woohooed with Kaylin, and she ended up getting pregnant with his baby, but we didn't know it until a bit later on. And then he wooed Cassandra, and she's not been pregnant, but she did have a wish at one point to have a baby, because she's a big happy family, which means she's a family sim, and she wants to have like a bunch of kids, just like in The Sims 2. And so she is none the wiser to his cheating and adulterous ways, but eventually it's probably going to come out, and poor Cassandra is going to be left in shambles when that all happens. So she's yet to figure out that Don Lothario is cheating on her behind her back with multiple ladies, and one of them is actually pregnant with a baby that she wants. So that was kind of like a slap to the face, in a sense, to poor Cassandra, even though it obviously didn't slap her in the face because she doesn't know about it. But the fact that it happened and she literally wants that baby, it just makes me sad, because if he hadn't have woohooed with Kaylin, he woohooed with Cassandra, she might have actually gotten pregnant. But because he wooed with Kaylin first, he woohooed with Cassandra after. Cassandra is the one that's not pregnant, and Kaylin is the one that is. And it's a sticky situation to be in. So yeah, I have played these guys, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I do keep little tidbits of notes of things that they want to happen, because I think it's really important. And I am using my my own personal created spreadsheet and my aspiration calculator and things. I will be using all of those when it comes time to pick things for people that I need to. I do have their first and secondary aspirations and things. So she's a family sim since she is a young adult. Until she becomes an adult, she will not get her secondary aspiration, and her hobby is that she's in the tinkering hobby. She's also a Leo, and she speaks Simlish. She has some bad manners and such, but you can kind of see where I'm going with this, and I'm trying to keep it kind of close to The Sims 2, and it has been so much fun to kind of see the difference between The Sims in The Sims 4 and The Sims in The Sims 2. And like I said, I am trying to kind of redo my makeovers of my lots from The Sims 2 version, so it's kind of cool to kind of see how that's going. But anyways, we're going to go on to the next household, which would actually be the Goth Manor. It would be Mortimer, Dina, and Alexander, now that Cassandra has moved out and they actually live here. I think that Don and Cassandra's house may be the only one that is actually remodeled at this point in time, but that's okay, because I will get down to remodeling all of these at some point. I'm having so much fun with it. I literally played all day today, and that is like a shock for me because I don't ever play The Sims 4 that much. But someone was like, oh my gosh, you're literally on like a 7-hour streak. And I was like, dang, I didn't even know. Okay, so as you can see, this here is Miss Dina. Dina has had her makeover, of course. She is looking very good. She wants to chat with Dawn. Oh, that's like a disaster waiting to freaking happen. Like, seriously. What does he want to do? Stargaze with Desdemona. You don't even know her, like, seriously. Anyways, so Dina has officially moved in here. And as you know, Mortimer here, he is, of course, this retired scientist, of course. And he has his son, Alexander, here, whom is an A student, of course. How could he not be? And Alexander is a little bit away from aging up. He's still got a little over a week, almost 2 weeks at this rate. And then he has his newly found wife, which is Dina. And she is living so happy and so free. And she is so proud to be living here. And she is a young adult, of course. I think she is actually expecting Mortimer's baby, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, she's got a child on the way. She's in her second trimester in 24 hours. So she's literally at the very beginning of her pregnancy, which is very sweet. And we won't see her baby until we obviously play as them again. She just has the mansion Baron. I thought about giving her the Black Widow, but I don't see Dina like that. Like, a lot of people see her as like a horrible monster. I actually physically wholeheartedly believe that she actually does have feelings for Mortimer, and that I physically can see that she is very attracted to him. I don't think that as a fortune sim, I don't think she would be a conniving, like, person who would want to just steal all of his money and just kind of go with the flow. I do think that she does pick men whom are more wealthy than her, for the fact that she is a fortune sim and wealth is one thing that is like attractive for her, for a man. And so obviously I think Mortimer falls into that category. Dawn, not so much. I just think Dawn has like a suave way of like smooching girls and like literally getting them to like pretty much lay down with him, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about that or why that would have happened, but it is something that I think could have happened. And then Michael Batchelor, I'm assuming he would have been rich back in the day, and she would have had, you know, that kind of connection with him, that not only was he wealthy, but you know, that kind of thing. She does not have an attraction to him, but they had good compatibility. And just because you don't have like a real physical attraction to someone doesn't mean that, you know, you don't have more of a spiritual or emotional attraction to them. Of course, I'm sure at some point she did find him attractive, I'm sure. And she does find Dawn and Mortimer both very stunning, along with Gordon King, which I think is freaking hysterical. Anyways, so they're having a baby. They're preparing for the baby. I'm probably going to try and redo their home very soon, because this is one of the houses that does take a very long time. It is so tedious, but in The Sims 4, it is a little bit faster to edit houses, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this house is so big. It's so big, and we're gonna have to make like a nursery, and I want to get the nursery pack or the nursery kit before I do that, because I would really love to have some like CC and stuff for that. And yeah, I'm really enjoying kind of going around and seeing everybody and seeing what everyone's up to. And obviously Mortimer is very attracted to Dina, of course. He is, you know, very thankful that a woman of her age and her like beauty would want to be with him, of course, because I think that is hard. It's hard for him to kind of believe that someone could be attracted to him, but at the same time, he was also with Bella, who is quite a bit younger than him, and she also found him very attractive, and was completely head over heels in love with him. So that's another thing to always remember in the back of your mind. Like, Mortimer kind of attracts ladies who kind of are more attracted, not more so to looks, or if they are attracted to the looks, they're also attracted to like a man who just has money, and it's not really like a devious thing. I don't know. I don't see Dina as like a devious person. I know that's different than most people, but I just don't see her like that. I don't think that she is excited for him to pass or anything. I literally think that, you know, the money is appealing, but the attraction is definitely there. So yeah, they're just kind of waiting for their baby to be born, and Mortimer is getting up in his age. Of course, he's getting older, and he won't be around forever, but for what he will be around for, she is going to be, you know, by his side. And obviously she does have a thing with Dawn. Like I said, I don't know. I just think it's like his suave ways of like schmoozing ladies and getting them to be with him, but that is that. So that's been what's been happening with Dina and Mortimer. And like I said, there is drama coming, so stick with me. Next, I'm going to go talk about Nina Caliente and her households. So as you know, Nina Caliente would have originally been living in this here place, but when her sister moved out, she realized that she didn't have a job and she was never going to be able to afford a home of this amount of money, and so she actually moved across the street into the what are these called? Pleasant Vista Apartments. So Nina actually lives here, and I'm going to take you in and show her to you. So Nina has obviously slept with, or woohooed with, Don Lothario, and obviously did not get pregnant from that woohoo, which was good because Nina is a romance sim, so she's not going to want a lot of any kids probably at all. Like, she's more of like a woohoo and, you know, go about her day kind of thing. So yeah, she is kind of here. She wants to move house, but that's never going to happen. Not today anyways. And since she's a romance sim, I actually forgot to set this, but since she's a romance sim, she is going to be set that she does not want to have children unless she pulls a secondary of family. Then I will put it to neutral and it will just stay as neutral. And my family sims are always excited to have babies. But yeah, this is Nina's apartment. I kind of don't like these are these two different color flooring? That's really weird. So I'm going to have to fix that, but that's okay. This is Nina's apartment. This is where she lives. And obviously you can see her here. She is very beautiful, and Nina has literally just been kind of like, she got with Don and then that whole thing, and she spent some time with him. She still does not have a job, but she is also a serial romantic, which means she wants to have had 20 significant others. I wish this would count people that you're romantic with rather than people that you are significant others with, because I don't feel like Nina is actually going to want to ever be like, I don't think she's ever going to want to be like what you call it? Darn it, I can't think of it. She's not going to want to be like monotonous with one person. Like, she's gonna want multiple people, of course. So that's kind of unfortunate that she is probably never gonna get with anyone, and obviously she's not really in love with Don like that. Like, it's just more of like a fling for her kind of, and I might have to change her aspiration just because I don't think she would want to have 20 significant others. I don't think she'd even want to become boyfriends or girlfriends with anyone. And that's just kind of that. So not too much going on with Nina. She just kind of moved into the Vista Apartments here, and she's kind of just chilling here and needs to have matching flooring. But other than that, she is good to go. Not too much going on there. The next household that I'm going to tell you about is the Broke households. So the Broke household is obviously Brandy Broke. She lives here in her trailer with her 2 kids, about to be 3, because she is actually found out now that she is officially pregnant with her 3rd child, and is unfortunately Skip Broke's, and Skip Broke had passed away in the pool. And so she is living here with her son Dustin and her son Beau and her soon to be baby, boy or girl, we're not sure, but she is literally here and she is pregnant. And so yeah, Dustin is here and he is working in the criminal career, I do believe, and he's getting himself, oh no, he's a lawnmower. That's interesting. And then we have Beau, of course, and Beau is here. He is so freaking cute. I absolutely love his little pouty face. It's so sweet. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Anyways, so Dustin is actually officially in a relationship with Angela Pleasant, of course. Him and Angela are officially dating, and yeah, they're very happy. I changed Dustin's aspiration to be a live fast because I want the teens to have teen aspirations, and then once they become a young adult, then they can have a young adult aspiration. That way, we're not working on our stuff too early on, and we don't have anything to work on later on in life. But yeah, this is what Brandy Broke looks like as a pregnant mama bear to be. I think she's pretty far along. I think she's in her second trimester. Oh, wait. No, her second trimester is also in 24 hours. So she's actually at the very beginning of her life, her pregnancy as well. And the trailer is, of course, just, you know, all good. And yeah, so they are literally here in this trailer, and it's not remodeled or anything, so it will have to be remodeled. I do want her to try and get married to someone, but the problem is that every time I literally have her like try to meet somebody, they either aren't home or they just like don't have compatibility. She does have compatibility with Darren Dreamer, and I've thought about getting her with Darren, though I kind of wanted to keep that avenue open just in case for Cassandra, because I know that he has like a thing for Cassandra, and I don't want him to move on too quickly from that kind of storyline going on there, because in my Sims 2 version I did have Darren and Cassandra end up together because Dawn broke her heart, like leaving her at the altar. And so I kind of wanted that to happen again. But if I don't have her get with Darren, then the only other people that she's really attracted to is Consort Cap and John Burb, whom is obviously married to beautiful Jennifer Burb. So, oh, and Gordon King, which that's not happening. And Skip Broke is obviously passed away, so can't have him. So at this point, she's kind of up in limbo for me. I just want her to have the baby at this point, just focus in on her and her boys and kind of figure out what's going to happen with them first, and then we can kind of focus in on the other aspects like love and romance and all of that kind of stuff. So she's going to be having the baby in the next round, of course, and that's going to be exciting to see if she has a boy or girl, and then we can kind of name it, accordingly. So the next household that I'm going to show you is going to be the Dreamer household. Now that's Darren and Dirk Dreamer. I did talk about him briefly. They literally live right next to the Brokes, which is kind of convenient in a sense if they ended up getting together, The kids wouldn't be moving far from where they're already living, so that's good. But yeah, so Darren and Dirk live here. And obviously, we have had the demise of his ex-wife, Darlene. She is got a tombstone in the backyard by the tree, just like in Sims 2. But he is very much so still into Cassandra. As you can see, he wants to ask her to be his girlfriend. And it's a sticky situation to be in because she is a family sim, so obviously she is committed and she's loyal to her relationship. So that's going to be a hard thing for him to kind of cope with, but he's going to have to kind of figure out what he's going to do, of course. They did have a bunch of bills when I moved them, like when I started playing, and we did the whole make the money, pay them off kind of thing, and now they're sitting at 2,177, and that's because he did make quite a few paintings, and it was fun to kind of play out the whole like pay the bills kind of thing. I did really like that. I thought that was kind of nice, and yeah, I thought that it was nice that we could have that going for them. And he is very sad, and I think it has a lot to do with oh my goodness, you can barely see him, it's so dark. It kind of can't blame him for being upset because the girl of his dreams literally just got married to Don Lothario, and he doesn't believe Don Lothario is a good person. So it is a very hard situation to be in, knowing that you wholeheartedly believe that that person belongs with you, but you have to literally just like let them be happy in the moment, even if it doesn't last forever. You can't like step in, because then if you try to step in, of course you're gonna kind of get your foot bit or stepped on, because Cassandra is not seeing it the way that he sees it. He sees him as like the person that he really is, the person who's not committed to her and faithful to her. But at the same time, like if Darren came out to say that wouldn't come off like on the right ear, it would come off like he was just jealous or whatever and trying to ruin her marriage. And so he just kind of has to sit and watch like a train wreck almost happen without being able to step in and try and help like stop the train before it crashes. And so unfortunately, he's having a bit of a hard time with that because he's obviously very much so into Cassandra. And unfortunately, you know, right now it's just not an option for him. And so he has been hanging out with Brandy quite a bit. But he's always kind of thinking about Cassandra in the back of his head, like the girl that got away, you know, the one that got away kind of thing, like Katy Perry song. And then Dirk is obviously with Lilith still, and they are dating, and nothing else really is going on with them. They're just kind of like teens dating. And then we have the Pleasants over here, and the Pleasants, ooh, do they have a rough story to talk about. So as you know, when you play the Pleasants, Daniel, is cheating on his wife Mary Sue with the maid Kaylin Langrak, also mentioned when I was talking about Don Lothario. So in the first time of playing through, Mary Sue is supposed to be at work, and Daniel is supposed to have an affair with Kaylin here at the house. And if you play it right, when Mary Sue gets her chance card in The Sims 2, she will be sent home, and she's supposed to catch, like that's from Being Friends, it's weird. She's supposed to catch them, woohooing in the bed together and like find out that he's being like an adulterous person towards their relationship. But the thing is in The Sims 4, those chance cards don't come up. So I tried to play it as best as I could, but it ended up being that Daniel and Kaylin were done woohooing before Mary Sue even recognized that she was in the home. And so I think that she thought that Daniel was kind of just, like in the bathroom, and Kaylin was cleaning up the bedroom. And so when Kaylin walked out of the bedroom, she was obviously clothed, and so she never actually caught them. So they're still together, and if you look at the relationship, it has very much so dwindled. And I think that's because Daniel has in his head is very much so into a relationship with Kaylin, and the fun and the excitement of kind of sneaking around behind people's backs and like doing things behind people's backs. But the problem is not only is it affecting him, but it's affecting Mary Sue, and he doesn't even recognize that him and her relationship is literally dwindling. Not that I think he cares, because he is a romance sim, of course, but he does want to be a Hall of Famer, and she also is, she's supposed to want to be in the politician career. I actually thought I changed this. So I'm going to look and see if there is a politician career thing in here. But anyways, yeah, so she wants to literally, be, she wants to be like the, the world leader, but she also wants her marriage with her husband to work, because I do think that she absolutely loves Daniel, and you know, she can't fathom a life without him. Though they have raised their girls, and it wasn't the greatest of upbringings, they have raised their girls together, and they've always kind of had that bond. And I don't know if Mary Sue in the past has ever caught him cheating, but yeah. So just recently when I was playing Kaylin, I will talk about what's been going on with her kind of in a few households here. But some big things happened between Daniel and Mary Sue and Kaylin. And it's kind of like a big friggin' fiasco, that's going to be the last household I talk about, so you'll have to wait till then, or whatever, skip ahead if you want to. But yeah, so that's kind of all that's been happening with them. And then obviously Angela is in a relationship with Dustin Broke, and they're very much in love, and Dustin has also thought about buying a commitment ring to Angela. They're about to go to university, and I just think that he's very scared that they are almost like from two different social classes. Like, she's kind of on the more wealthy side with her family, and he's obviously very dirt poor. And I just think that when Angela goes to college, he's scared that she's going to meet other guys who come from like the same social class as her, and she's going to forget that Dustin even exists. So he wants to give her a commitment ring that, like, you know, even after university, we're going to still be together kind of thing. And he's really, really thought about it. He's had a couple of wishes a couple of times to purchase a ring for her, and I think that might be one of the reasons why he actually is one of the only teens in the world that has a part-time job as a teenager, not only to help out his mom with the bills, but he also wants to buy his girlfriend a commitment ring and present it to her before he goes off to college. So that is something that is coming up for them. And they do have a little bit of time, because I did extend my aging just to give me a little bit more time with each of the Sims' lifespans and kind of like let them unfold a bit better. And then we obviously have Lilith, whom is a little bit in a pickle. She is very rebellious. She is not feeling very much like herself, and she is absolutely disgusted with her family. She absolutely despises all of them. She cannot stand to be around any of them. Like, she literally has a dislike for Daniel. She has a dislike for Mary Sue, and she has a dislike for Angela. But the only person in this world that really, really gets her and really gives her the time of day to speak her mind and kind of talk about how she's feeling is Dirk Dreamer. And she spends a lot of her time over at the Dreamer household after school. She's always over there with him. And Darren obviously is there, but she doesn't really talk to Darren. I think it's because she has a lot of issues with her parents and like their relationship, so she kind of steers away from having relationships with adults as much as she can, and you'll kind of see that in her thing. Like, even John Burb and all of that, like, she steers away from having any kind of relationship with those people, unless of course it was family in the past or whatever. But even like Mortimer, she doesn't get along with Mortimer. Or her grandparents, Coral or Herb. She doesn't get along with them either. And I just think it's because of the way that her parents treat her and how much they just make her feel so unloved. And Dirk doesn't make her feel that way. And I'm not sure Angela will want to go to university, but it will be exciting to see if she does. And if she does, I really do hope that her and Dirk kind of make it out alive. Meaning relationship-wise. Not really out alive, but yeah, it'll be exciting to kind of see how they're doing at the end of their time at uni, because it's going to be a tough situation for them to all be in uni and trying to focus on that and not so much their relationship. They've never really had to do that. So the next household I'm going to talk about is the Burbs. As you know, the Burbs are the family that literally has a bajillion kids. John is always wanting to pop out 1,000 kids, but I don't think that's going to happen in this time round. As you know, in The Sims 2, John is a family sim. He is also a family sim here, but Jennifer is a fortune sim, and so she just wants to make lots and lots of money, which means going to work a lot and a lot and a lot. And so she doesn't actually want to have a bunch of kids like he does. Yes, they're having a baby now, but how long is she going to put up with that? I don't know. She is a level 1 in her career, and the reason is because she is literally about to pop. She is in her 3rd trimester. She is ready to have the baby. They have officially bought the bassinet and the crib and changing table. They have a little trailer here right next to the Broke family and across the road from the Dreamer family. And yeah, and they have their daughter Lucy, who is here. She's so freaking adorable. I love her. And she's such a smart little kid. She's such a good kid. And she's always wanting to help out. I don't see one right now. Like, she wants to become enemies with Darren. That's awful. I literally just said she's such a sweet kid, and then that. But she was like, every time I turn around, she's like cleaning up. She's taking care of the house when her mom is sleeping and stuff. It's such a sweet little thing. It's such a sweet little gesture. And obviously, John does not work. He's a stay-at-home dad, of course, but he does want to have those 6 grandchildren, so he's got the big happy family. But then you have Jennifer, on the other hand. She wants to be a mega CEO, so she literally wants to be at the top of her career. I don't know if that's going to happen because I do have a mod in where they have to get degrees and they have to meet specific requirements to go. Anyways, it's a whole shindig, but yes, she is one of those Sims that may have to go to university if she wants to get the top of her career. I'm not saying that she can't, I'm just saying that she hasn't, and I don't know if she will. But yeah, she's expecting her first baby. She just got into the CEO job, and hopefully she can do really well at it. I'm hopeful for her. Yeah, that is pretty much what's going on with the Burbs. So the next household I can talk about is the oldie household. Now, nothing is literally going on with the oldies. As we all know, it can be one of the most boring households to play, and they live here. I don't think I really need to go down and show you them because, as you can see, this is what they look like, and literally nothing is going on with them. They are the oldies, and that's it. They're boring. I do think I have one image to show you, and I am gonna try and find it if I can. But I don't think that I need to go down and show you them because they're literally boring, and boring is as boring does, you know. So anyways, this is the image that I took of them. They are the sweetest little couple, and I mean, sweet as can be because, you know, he is a cheating romance sim, but just the fact that she's like kind of hiding behind him, tucked in behind him, is just, it really screams that she's like a little shy sim, and she really does need like the extra love and care from him to make her feel secure. It's so sweet. So the next household that I have played is actually not in Pleasant View. I actually moved them to Chestnut Ridge, and I haven't really done anything with them, but it is the Roseland household. This is Sid Roseland. He's actually going to be running the animal shelter again, as you can see. And so I have not remodeled the lot or anything, but I think it's going to be so much fun. The last time I played him, I built a really big house here, but it was only like partially furnished. So I'm thinking I'm going to build a bit of a smaller place and just kind of do it from here and just kind of do everything I can. Again, I don't really think I need to go into this household because not much is going on. He's literally just running an animal shelter, so we were just kind of setting it up. But he's got like the critters, the critters here. And then we have a couple of dogs that were like strays. So Cajun, Murphy, and his dog, Porthos, is in here. We also have a stinky skunk, which I just think is hysterical, and Tofu, which is a raccoon. And then we have Dakota, and then Queen Cupcake and Pork Chop, which I think these two are the puppies that were born from Danny Critter and Sarah Critter. So that's really all that I had to talk about for them. He's just setting up his whole shindig, whatever it's called. Then we have the Traveler household, and these guys are the Trent and Trisha Traveler and their daughter Tina. They normally have like backpacks on in The Sims 2. I think they came with like the traveling pack, whatever it's called in The Sims 2. I can't think of it. But Trent is actually Trent and Trisha they literally just moved in here with their daughter, and they kind of just had like a boring time. I mean, not too much happened with them. Again, they're just kind of like at the beginning stages of their story, so like not too much is happening with them, and they're just kind of there. And then we have the Kim household. And so the Kim household is actually in Desiderata Valley, which I did not place her here. This is actually where they actually are. So this is Cynthia and Robert Kim with their son Justin, and Gabby and Cheech are their animals. Again, not too much happened here. Cynthia did want to talk to Mortimer Goth, so we threw like a dinner party with Dina, Alexander, and Mortimer, and they kind of just hung out and had a good time. And I was hoping that Justin and Alexander would become friends, but I don't think it happened in that time. But that's really all that happened. We just threw a dinner party for them. Let me see if I actually have any photos of these families that I'm showing you, because that would actually be really helpful. I might have some photos that I can kind of slap up on the screen while I talk about these guys. So let's see. So this was the oldies. And then do I have any other photos? Oh yeah, here we go. So this was the Traveler household. They were actually getting robbed in their time, which was kind of interesting. And he actually won. He actually beat them up. Or yeah, I think he beat them up, and then I think they got arrested, and then we got like money back or whatever from the arrest of the suspect. But yeah, that was pretty interesting that they got robbed, and that's like their home is like so bare because they have like no money. And then this is the Burb household. No, Trisha Traveler. This is her. She met up with all these ladies on the street, and they were just kind of hanging out. So it's Mary Sue, Brandy, Jennifer, Trisha, and then Cassandra. And I thought all five of these ladies would be really cute as like a ladies friends group kind of thing. And I thought it would be so sweet if they kind of became friends and then just like hung out all the time. I think I would really, really, really love that. So I was kind of trying to get that to happen for those ladies. And then the next household after the Kim household was the Cat household, which is Tara Cat, of course. And Tara Cat actually lives here as well. She actually lives right here, and this is what she looks like. She literally just spent her time heading out into the world and kind of hanging out at the museum and painting and doing all that because she is an art lover, so she always wants to go to like the museum and whatever, and just hanging out with her cats. That's really all she did. A lot happened at the museum, like people were woohoo in there and stuff, but nothing really happened with her, of course. And then after that, we have the Bright household, which I have a bunch of photos from the Bright household today. So I'm just going to kind of throw out that the Bright household is from Brightchester. Of course, they live here. This is Allegra Gray, Martin Rubin, and Jane Stacks. They are in university, of course. And so I have a bunch of photos from these guys today because it was hysterical playing as them. This is kind of where my love for this Savefile kind of started to explode. So this here, let me show you, is Allegra, and this here is, I think her name is Brittany Upnott or something like that. She literally slapped Allegra at the park. I don't know why, but she did, and I was literally appalled. I was like, oh my gosh, like how dare you just slap Allegra? So I had Allegra slap her back. Oh my gosh, it was hysterical. And then I was playing as obviously all three of these people, and Jane Stacks would not get out of her underwear. I don't know what was going on with her or why she was literally just constantly in her underwear. But this is her sitting on the sidewalk doing her homework. And I don't even know why. I have no idea. I literally could not get this girl out of her underwear. She literally was always in her underwear. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Why are you always in your underwear? I could not figure it out. I don't understand. I literally tried so many things to get her out of her underwear and it just didn't work. Like literally, this is her helping Martin cook in the kitchen in her underwear. And then I have another picture of her in the middle of the night riding the bike in her underwear. It was the most hysterical thing. And Allegra and Martin kept woohooing on their own. And I was like, why are you woohooing all the time? And then Jane wanted to woohoo, so she woohooed with Casanova. And it was like a big woohoo fest. Like seriously, every time I turned around, they were either one, in their underwear, or two, woohooing. I was like, I can't keep up. So it was very interesting, to say the least. After the Bright household was when the drama really started to unfold, because I recognized that I had to actually go back and play Kaylin Langerak because she was pregnant, and I had forgotten that she got pregnant in the first couple of days when I played. So Kaylin actually moved into the apartment next door to Cassandra. No, Nina, I mean, not Cassandra. She moved in next door to the none other than Nina Caliente. And remember that Kaylin is actually pregnant with Don Lothario's baby, of course. So that's kind of going to be an interesting feat to kind of get into it. So it ended up being that we moved her in, and she found out almost immediately that she was expecting a baby. And so she called over the first person, none other than Don Lothario, to tell him, hey, I think I'm expecting and I don't know who the dad is. And so he was not very happy, to say the least, that she was expecting. He was very frazzled, and she pretty much said, I would like you to please go and take a paternity test with me so that I can figure out exactly who the dad is of the baby, because it could either be you or it could be one other person that I have recently been, with recently. And I need to know exactly what's going down and who the dad is, because, it's only fair to the person whom I'm having a baby with. And he did agree to do the paternity test, thinking, please God, let it not be me, of course. And it ended up being that when they came back from the paternity test, it ended up being that it was Don Lothario's baby, and he was not very happy with this news. And, so Kaylin knew that she needed to kind of tell Daniel Pleasant that she was having Don Lothario's baby. And this is where it gets crazy. So she decided that she was going to take Daniel Pleasant out on a picnic at the park, and they were going to have a wonderful time. And she brought this like blanket for them to sit on, and they were eating salad because she's pregnant, so she's trying to be really, really healthy and so like conscious about what she's eating, of course. And she could feel this like connection between her and Daniel. It was almost radiating, and in the back of her mind, and I think subconsciously, she has always really, really been smitten for Daniel. And I don't know why, because he's always been married and she knows that. But I think, and this is just my opinion on the situation, is that Daniel kind of has persuaded her that, things are going to change and he is going to leave Mary Sue for her. If anything was to happen, he would be there for her. And he literally kind of persuaded her into being romantic with him, because I think at first, with her being so shy and such, I think it would be very hard for her to just kind of be like, yeah, that's okay, let's just go woohoo in your bed while your wife is at work. I think it would have taken a lot of persuading, and I think that has a lot to do with saying that, Daniel kind of pushed her a little bit, and she was so young. And she is so young, honestly. She's a young adult. He's an adult. So I don't know if, she was just barely 18 and, she wasn't, quite smart enough to think like outside of the box or whatever. But I do think that it's a sticky situation that she's kind of been put in here with the Don and the Daniel situation. So she still knew that she needed to tell Daniel, of course, that she was having Don Lothario's baby. But as time went on, she couldn't help but feel that connection and be pulled into that feeling that she has with Daniel. And so they started to watch the clouds together, and they were just like laughing and having a really good time. And then, of course, they started to like cuddle, and he like laid his head on her shoulder, and she was feeling very in love. And she really just couldn't imagine telling or breaking Daniel's heart about the whole baby situation and it being Don Lothario's. And so eventually it led to them woohooing inside of the blanket, and just literally, she was just like living in the moment. And at this point, you can kind of see she's got like the first baby bump, but it's not that noticeable where you'd be like, oh my God, you're pregnant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so subtle that you can't really tell. But yeah, they were really, really, really having a good time. And at this point, I was starting to think that she was never going to tell him that she was expecting. So after all of this, kind of happened, she started to tell him like, let me clean up, let me like pick up this blanket and let me pick up these dishes and clean them so that we can go do something else. And at this point, he literally ran off to the side of my view, and I was like, where the heck is he going? And I followed him, and he literally went and sat on the bench with Mary Sue in the same park. They were literally like at the like in between them, right in the back is literally by that, it's literally on the right side of his face. There's a bench right there. The blanket and the white bowl are in between their heads. Like they were literally that close to where they just woohooed, and I was literally like, oh my goodness, this is gonna end really badly. Like either Mary Sue is gonna find out that he's cheating, or Kaylin is gonna get really jealous with him sitting here with Mary Sue, and she's gonna know that like nothing is changing between, you know, Daniel and Mary Sue at this point. And they were literally cloud gazing with each other on the bench, and I was just like, what the heck are you doing, Daniel? Why are you literally flip-flopping between the two of them? The next second I know, Kaylin comes and picks up the bowl that's on the ground, and Daniel comes over and asks her to woohoo with him. And they literally went into the men's bathroom and they woohooed. Okay. And I was literally like, this man is bouncing between both of these ladies. And I literally am not making this up. I swear uphill and down, this all happened without me even telling it to happen. It was literally insane. I think I literally had to pick my jaw up off the floor. I did not know what to do. And I was laughing so hard because I was like, this game is insane right now. And I literally am not making this up. And then like while they were woohooing, of course, I'm like looking around the park, and then I find Lilith and Dirk are here, and they're literally on the bench at the same park, like cloud gazing. And I'm thinking to myself, Lilith is literally going to see his dad cheating on his mom, and everything is going to be in shambles, and the whole thing is going to be coming out. And I'm not saying that I think Mary Sue deserves what she's getting, but I don't want her to find out through her daughter. That is the worst way to find out. And I literally was like, these two are really cute. I need this moment. I need this moment to take this photo. But I actually was like cringing, like, please don't, Dirk, please don't walk in on your dad and his mistress. And then in the bathroom, Darren walked in, and I literally was appalled. I don't know if anything is going to come of that. I cannot tell you at this moment that anything has come from that because I don't know. I don't think so. But I am literally like, oh my gosh, I was holding on to the edge of my seat at this point. And then they finally finished woohooing, and they came out of the bathroom, of course, because it's the men's bathroom and Kaylin is in there and she's not supposed to be. And so they came out, and Daniel comes over to Kaylin in front of Jennifer, which, if you don't know, Jennifer is Daniel's sister, and he gives her a rose. And I was literally like, Daniel, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was literally like, this is literally not happening. You can just see it in her face. Like, she's thinking like, WTF, what are you doing, Daniel? Why are you giving Kaylin, whom I'm sure she knows is his maid or was his maid, a rose? Like, just think about that. This is his sister. A family member now knows that Daniel is cheating on Mary Sue. This could be really bad. And it might be in rotation number 2. And then not only on top of that, but Kaylin tells Daniel that, you know, she's getting really tired and she's going to head home. And he comes home with her. He literally follows her to her home. I did not bring him with me. And she invites him in because she is absolutely infatuated with him at this point, and their relationship bar is max. Friend and relationship, like romance. So she invites him in, and she ends up actually telling Daniel that she's expecting. Now, she didn't say by who, and from this expression, you can tell that she is thinking in her head that he is accepting of this pregnancy. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Daniel is thinking this baby is his. He is not thinking, oh my gosh, Kaylin slept with Don Lothario and is having a baby with him. He is literally thinking, Kaylin and I are having a baby. And when he instantly hugged her and got excited, she got the moodlet that her And oh, and I forgot to tell you, let me throw this in there too, that Daniel asked Kaylin to be his girlfriend while they were at the park as well, on the blanket before they woohooed. Right before they woohooed, let me tell you. And so she's thinking things are changing. That Daniel is going to leave Mary Sue for her because he's excited about this baby and because he asked her to be his partner, his girlfriend. And so she's literally in the back of her mind like, this is literally going to be the breaking point. I'm literally going to get the man of my dreams. And so she never actually came out and said it, but he wanted to see the pregnancy test and he wanted to, be in the moment with her. And so she shows him and she is so excited and he is so excited. And I'm thinking to myself, he really does think this is his baby. He really does. Look at his face. He is literally like, heck yeah, Kaylin and I are having a baby. And he has absolutely no idea that it's Don Lothario's. And I am literally at this point still appalled. The next thing that he does is put her hand on his chest. And this is the most, I'm breathless. I don't even know what to say. He's being so genuinely sweet to her. But she is literally pulling one over his eyes because he literally thinks it's his baby and it's literally Don Lothario's, and he's literally so smitten about it. He's not even thinking about the fact that he's married. He's not thinking about the fact that he has two teen girls, or that his sister saw him give his girl a rose at the park. He's not thinking about any of that. He's literally in this moment with Kaylin and he is absolutely ecstatic that he's having a baby with her. And I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe what was happening. And at this moment, I can only imagine he's like, I'm going to be here for you and this baby no matter what. You and I till the end. Things are definitely going to be different and you're going to see many changes in the coming weeks. And she is literally like, I can't wait. This is so great. And then after this, they literally made out. They kissed. They made out. They're literally in their own head. They have no thoughts of Mary Sue. They have no thoughts of Angela and Lilith and what this is going to do to them, finding out. And what happens when he finds out it's not his baby? Is he going to be this smitten? Is he going to be this happy when he finds out that it's Don Lothario's baby? What is he actually going to do? Because this is literally going to be a disaster, right? And then all of a sudden, she it obviously went into the second trimester and in this time, and he literally was rubbing her belly and holding her from behind and being so sweet and being so genuine. And he was in the moment, I think he was feeling like he was the young dad again, that when Mary Sue was pregnant, he was almost in those feels again of, I'm having a baby and I'm so excited and this is going to be great. I do think that Daniel is kind of a genuine person. Yes, he's a romance. He kind of sleeps around behind Mary Sue's back, but I do genuinely think that he is genuinely excited about the baby, just from his facial expressions, just from everything that he's throwing out. And I was literally oh my God, he literally, at this point, I knew exactly that he thought it was his baby, and I just could not believe it. And then Kaylin asked him, will you stay with me tonight? I want you to be with me, and to feel what it's going to feel like for the coming years, to wake up next to you. And he did it. He stayed with her all night long. They stayed with each other. And I can only imagine what Mary Sue was thinking. Where the heck were you? You were at the park yesterday and then you never came home. And he did not leave Kaylin's house in the morning until almost 10:30 in the morning. And I can only imagine Mary Sue is most likely livid that he didn't come home that night. And I can only imagine where her mind is wandering, because I don't even know what she's thinking at this point. Is he dead? Is he drunk? What's happened? I don't know if she thinks that he's sleeping with someone, but yeah, it's a big problem that we've got now. And so Kaylin is officially in her third trimester, and she is kind of smitten with Daniel. And here's a photo of them kind of cuddling. And I did this just for, the aspect of she's pregnant. I kind of wanted like a little pregnancy kind of like photo shoot with her. And I also thought that it would be a good idea to get one of Don Lothario and her, because there is a moment here where, you know, yes, it's rough because Don Lothario does not want this baby and he doesn't want to be a part of its life. But Kaylin is a family sim and she does want it. And I think this more so is like a moment of Don Lothario accepting the fact that Kaylin is going to have the baby and he's going to be a dad whether he wants it or not. And, you know, at this moment, I would just assume that he was telling her, like, you know, I support you. I support the fact that you want to have this baby and I will send you money to support the baby. I just don't want to be like an active parent role. But Daniel, on the other hand, is like, I'm totally like all in, hands on. Here I come. Things are going to change. And so I also got a photo of her with her baby bump. But yeah, that's my save file so far. And it is crazy. More to come. More to definitely come. I've definitely been enjoying this. I played it all day today and I absolutely was smitten, I guess. Just like Daniel with the whole fun that it created. Yeah. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know. If you want to see what happens with the families, also let me know. I'm more than willing to share my story with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to continue on with my actual megahood for you guys in The Sims 2 to 4. But hopefully it'll be a little bit more like this, a little drama filled from now on for the save file. That would be really cool, because this has been so drama filled and so crazy that Kaylin's round really threw me for a loop. I did not expect that, and I love Kaylin in The Sims 2 and I love her in The Sims 4, so I'm not gonna say any bad words about her, but she's got herself in a bit of a pickle with Daniel and the fact that it's Don Lothario's baby. But, you know, Don Lothario might not care if she just plays it off that it's Daniel's. As long as maybe it comes out with red hair, but that's never going to happen probably. And if it comes out so tan, like, he's going to know it's not his baby at that point. If it doesn't have red hair and it's not tan, and if it's tan like Don Lothario, she's going to be in a bit of a pickle. So we'll see what the baby looks like, if it's a girl or a boy, that kind of thing. Because it's going to be interesting to see what she has. And she's living in a 1-bedroom apartment as well, so that's also going to be interesting. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed my story of what's been going on in my save files so far. I hope that you guys are enjoying your games. And if not, I hope that you can find something to do in your games that gives you guys enjoyment as much as this has given me enjoyment. I would love to share this again with you guys in the future. If you guys are interested, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below what you guys are thinking so far about my save file. Obviously, some of it is a little bit more juicy than others, but I would like to kind of bring more content like this for you guys into my LPs. Some more juicy, like drama kind of. That kind of is just like this. If you guys are interested in more of this kind of stuff, I would love to hear you guys' feedback. I really do thrive off of it. It does really help me out, and giving it a thumbs up really helps get my video out there so more people can see my channel. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry that it's so long. I just wanted to give you guys all the lowdown of what's been going on, and I will talk to you guys in my very next one. Thanks very much for watching.